Alright, hello dudes. So I've been pretty busy these past few weeks, so I haven't really done anything much, but I made some progress on this project thing. So I did some stuff with my AI, I did some stuff with like audio, I did some stuff with the like environment, the landscape thing, and yeah. I guess to start, we'll look at the AI here real quick. So now they have dialogue attached to them. Most of the AI are gonna have like a semi-procedural dialogue. Right now they all have like the same text just for testing shit. So I can talk to me, I want to ask you a few questions, go ahead. They're gonna have a bunch of options here to talk about random shit. So no, nothing's passed. Alright, leave me alone. You're gonna see it. Yeah, he walks away. There's also support for like missions and quests, but I haven't fully fleshed that out yet. So this is all gonna be some mission stuff, so I'll talk about it, I'll get the mission, and get an objective to do. Sick. And then to complement that, so we open the inventory, and yeah, you got the shitty inventory here, it's great, but now there's a new button called Objectives, and if I click that, on the left side we've got a conversation history, which shows all the previous, like, last things said to me or said. In the middle we have active, completed, and failed missions, so like kind of like a library of current like quests that you might have. And then on the right side is a details panel for the quests. Maybe I'll set one up real quick just so you can see how that all works. Yeah. Otherwise, I have more ambient sounds just going around, so you hear the tree right next to me. It's got like creaking and stuff and leaves blowing. It's really cute. Yeah, you got a crow over there somewhere, which doesn't actually exist. It's really awesome. But it's like kind of immersive, I guess. That applies to buildings too, it's not just like trees and foliage, so if I go up to this guy, you should start making some funky sounds. Yeah, the silos have some like nice deep moaning, creaking. It's a really easy system to set up as well that I've added to all my buildings and my static actors that I can, I guess, go over like in a little bit. I think I added some water droplet sounds into this building as well, in the corners and shit. Yeah, there we go. Fucking little water droplet, that's cute. I can't joke with that. I guess another thing I did with the AI, I optimized their activation and deactivation stuff. So open the AI thing, and now we've got, I think about like 250 AI all just deactivated across the map. So generally this is probably what you're gonna have in the game for, because instead of fully despawning, saving the AI's data and respawning it, I figured I could just deactivate any overhead that the like code that runs for the AI and not break the actor references in the level for stuff like your quests and shit. Because if I'm despawning and respawning the AI, it's going to cause some issues with the current quest system when it comes to actually tracking which AI actually gave you a quest and whatnot. So that's good. So we'll see these two AI here. When I back off, they all deactivate, and then when I get close, they'll be reactivated. And then that distance will be increased to, like, let's say 200, 300, maybe 400 meters away. At any one time, you'll probably have maybe like 5 to 10 active AI in your vicinity. That shouldn't really be bad for performance. When they're all activated at once, it gets pretty laggy, but that's very uncommon, or very unlikely to ever happen. Well, yeah. And here's another example of that audio system, where it also spawns procedural, what should we call it, FX and audio at the same time. So here we have on this little barrel a fly spawner. So it spawns a group of flies and it sounds all fucking gross. Not a bit like dead bodies and like garbage piles and shit around the world. Like I said, I'll go look at that system here in a little while just to give you like a quick example of like how that even works, because it's pretty cute. Another thing I worked on as well was scalability settings, so the graphic settings. So we'll open this shitty menu real quick. So this is like some like asset I bought a while ago, and I expanded a bunch on the settings that you can have. I guess to help with lower end computer performance. So I'll just set it to the min setting real quick to make the game look like poo and run marginally better. Let's go FPS, Unigraph 2. The game's fucking, whatchamacallit, CPU bottlenecked right now, so the lower graphic settings don't really help me too much because my computer's pretty decent. But, yeah. So I guess we'll increase some of these settings now. So, shadows usually have the biggest impact. We'll crank that up to from off to on. And there goes like 60 frame rate. Sick dog. Going higher doesn't really have too much of an impact afterwards. Just the initial impact of having shadows on. Because my shadows render pretty far out. I think about up to 150 meters, 200 meters, which is quite far. So I'm probably going to have another setting for shadow distance that you can set. Because the shadows are only being enabled or disabled and having higher resolution, not actually reducing the distance. Because the distance itself, I think, is what's having the biggest impact. Because you have shadows way out to those far trees over there, which are means everything here has shadows, which is very not performance heavy, or very performance heavy. And then post process doesn't really do much. Anti-aliasing, pretty lightweight. Effects is not too heavy. It's stuff like tessellation and reflections, which is very sparsely used in the project. Right now, mainly tessellation is used for the landscape. So we'll turn that on real quick and check out some triangles. So now if we look at the landscape, we've got tessellation. I still got really fucked up settings, but you can see the landscape is now tessellated with nice little bits of detail and shit. So we'll go zoom in, and it's all bumpy and nice like that. This really helps for when you get like really steep angles and like on mountains and hills and shit. It really smooths out the angles that you see, so you don't see a lot of triangulation. So I'll look for one of those steep angles I was talking about, like right here. I'm crouching. There we go. So with tessellation, this looks pretty smooth. I've got to fix my actual settings because when I zoom in, it gets a bit derpy. But as you can see, it's pretty smooth. There's no big triangles that you normally see in some height maps. So now we will disable this setting real quick. And it does hitch the game because it's changing the whole shader. It's changing all the shaders in the project that use a specific setting. So now if we look, it's much easier to tell where the triangulation starts. So right here at this little edge, you see a bunch of triangles everywhere. The height map resolution is 1 pixel on the height map is 1 meter in the game, so it's quite small, which gives us a bunch of detail. But in turn, that makes it so it's really easy to expose the triangulated bits, which is a no-no. So this adds about like maybe 100, 200, 300,000 triangles to the scene, which is not that much for tessellation. Which, yeah, definitely helps make it look a little better. And to continue on, we have detail mode, which is the LOD switching mainly. So as you can see, the LODs are much farther out and back in. Pretty big jump in FPS, so normal is a good setting. It's about 50 to 100 meters for until you start getting billboards and stuff for most objects. Lighting quality also doesn't do too much right now. I haven't hooked many systems up to it. Volumetric use is a nice one, so you have none. You have God rays, as you can see the sun now has rays coming from it. You have fog, which is volumetric fog, and then you have God rays and fog, which has a pretty nice effect. It doesn't have really almost any performance loss, so you can just always keep that on pretty much. Grass density, self-explanatory, you know, more grass clutter, which is everything that is like a quickly rendered object on the ground or static mesh or whatever. So these little rocks, obviously the grass itself. View distance as well is pretty self-explanatory. It's just the distances was when objects start culling. So extremely low is objects are gone at like 150 meters or so. Low is I think about like 250 or so roughly. Low is actually quite playable with the current way the game's structured with the fog. That's pretty close. And then you have normal, which is the average, the normal render. So some trees are up to like 800 meters, so de-render, but yeah, no motion blur in the project at all right now, so the setting's actually irrelevant. but I will be adding some kind of motion blur later, and it'll probably be disabled by default because I fucking hate motion blur. That looks nice. Okay, and I've also got some funky HDR settings. I'm not really entirely sure how it all works, because, I mean, it's pretty complex, like, light, stuff, but I do have some quick settings here to change some of the color curves and stuff for the HDR to get, some interesting screen of, colored shifts with the, stuff. So it's changing some settings. Now this sun's yellow instead of, like, fucking red and orange. Now it's, even more so. And that changes the whole, I guess, dynamic of the lighting in the game. Pretty quick and easy without much hassle. I probably will also add some post-processing stuff exposed to the options menu, so you can even more so customize the view of the game. It's not a fucking competitive game or anything, so you can kind of tweak it how you see fit and make the game look really pretty to you. We also have HDR, but this doesn't look nearly as nice most of the time. Sometimes. Yeah, that's not bad. That's mostly it. Oh, we've got also texture filtering. So anisotropic filtering, this makes textures look a lot nicer overall at like different angles. Texture streaming is needed if you increase your texture size. You're going way over budget for the actual streamed in textures. So we will now set this up. Save and go. Now texture quality should be marginally better. So where's some packs of AI that I can go activate? I think these guys are not floating super high. Yes, I can walk up to these dudes. Nice. Looks like it's going nighttime. I'm gonna go back to this mountain. Can I see the sunset? I have to say no on that one. Oh, there it is. I'm quite happy with how my whole sun day-night cycle has progressed. Because this thing is one of the first things I ever actually worked on, like fucking years ago. It definitely looks quite pretty. There we go. Now the moon is coming out. Yeah, the sun itself uses a like accurate sun position calculator, so it has a proper arc and everything. But currently the moon does not. So in the future, that's something I'm gonna have to do. And also the moon light is not aligned up perfectly with the moon itself, which is kind of derpy. Something I have to fix. Oh, and for clear, you've got stars, and that's nice. Actually, let's go to LDR. Because HDR fucks with the UI as well, which is a problem. Nice. Alright, we'll alt it for that. And, yeah, so I guess we'll go quickly look over some of the AI mission stuff, because I can tweak some of this shit. So, current conversation, current mission, let's go. Opens, dialogue, not components, data, so conversations. So basically how I want to do AI conversations in general is I want to do basically AI spawned in a certain area will have a certain config of missions used for them. So for example, I'm using one data table for everything right now, which I guess could be a little bit better, but that's just how it is for now. So we have region 1 conversations. So there's going to be generic conversations talking about random things in this specific region that will be randomly assigned to an AI. So there's 30 different conversations an AI could have. Right now they're all the same, you know. Go ahead, talk, hi, what do you want? Leave me alone. And I'm going to expand upon them with different topics about things happening, things that could be happening in the region they're in. So for example, point of interest might have an AI spawner that spawns some kind of weird mutant creature. And one of these conversations will go in depth about that specific area that you could just talk to a random AI and just get some info about. And then we also have region 1 quests. So this region will have kill quests, go to quests, and get item quests. And these could be specific to the region, or yeah, these can be specific to the region. So you kill a specific enemy in your region, go to a specific area in your region, or get an item that either A will be specific to the region, so like a quest item that only spawns nearby, or just some generic items like a busy work quest that people want. And then again, region 2, so identical setup. And we have some dialogue for no, they don't have any missions. That's simple, you know, I don't have anything for you, sorry. Well, these are all the same, I think. Yeah, I have to customize all that shit. And we have some universal dialogue. So let's see, mission item tests. Yeah, this one's set up decently enough. Yeah, so we will just assign this mission to this AI. In the future, this will be an automatic system, but I'm just going to copy paste that in. I believe this quest here wants spawn some items real quick, or drop them in the world for me to pick up easily. Consumables, food. Yes. Get a bunch of these because this is what he wants. And I believe he also wants equipment, helmet, mask, and he wants a... which one of these motherfuckers? Not you. GP5, no. No, no, no. Yes, he wants one of these. I'll drop two in case one of them gets fucking picked up by this guy. And I guess one last thing, we'll check out this audio system before I load into the game, because then I'll be done. So on my static actor that I use for level placement, this thing's really nice. It makes it really quick to just move shit around and have it automatically snap to the environment. Because normally with level editing stuff, placing actors around, meshes and stuff, you'll have to go put... if I want this to be slanted equal to this slope, I guess, I'd need to tilt it and move it down, look around, make sure it's perfect. Oh, no, it's not. More tilting, and it's just kind of a slow, painful process. There we go. But with this, I can just snap it to the surface. So I want it to sit right here. Boop. Alright, no, that's good. Oh, it's floating. I can just lower it real quick. And that took me like a quarter of the time. And en masse, that's going to be pretty huge for creating like actual play spaces around the game world. With like a bunch of houses, buildings, satellite objects like around the houses to complement them. And as for the audio system, we've got a whole like new category here that I've created that this should be linked up to. So we'll create an audio system data array. We will open up that array and choose a setting. So right now all these three are set up. So let's say we want, oh, I'll just do the flies again. So now we want flies to spawn. We want one spawn location, and we will select this and move it somewhere appropriate. So at the top of the barrel. Save that and done. That's good to go. In the game, the automatic system, it's another fucking acid shit I bought for spawning dynamic blueprints. So that detects this spawner and will spawn appropriately the blueprint in question, which has particles and sound. So now I guess we'll play again. I mean, I haven't really done too much these past few weeks, but I think it's good progress for the amount of time I've put in. All the AI spawned in, their shit's good to go. Nice. So where's this guy? Now we're loading in the sub-level still. We'll pick these items up first, just in case. Okay, they're going from items to coffee. Yeah, they're stealing all this shit. Fuck, I forget which one. Oh no. Okay, maybe it's you. No, it's not you. Maybe it's you. shit, we'll start again. I put pegged. How about we just delete the rest of these guys? Don't need you anyway. You and 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 you. You know, if the rest of them are far enough away, they won't be activated. Alright, now we'll play. Oof. What's up, dude? When I see something, I want to inquire about a mission. Ah, no, I'm an idiot. Okay. Third time the charm. Let's go back to our blueprints, dialogue, and the actual dialogue we need to talk to him about. So we actually want to talk to him with this, because this is the actual dialogue, not the actual mission, because I put the quest in, but he's not, his dialogue isn't the quest, it's the dialogue, which activates the quest. So we'll now play for the third time, and go. Go there. Oh, fuck. Alright. What's up, dude? What do you want? I want to ask you a few questions. I want to inquire about a mission. Yes, I have something in mind. So here I was testing the actual scaling of the text and whatnot. So we get the lore MIP, some fucking dummy text stuff. So that's to go back. I want to actually inquire about something. Yes. Okay, give me a mission, friend. Find me item. I will find item. Sure. Alright. And now we have the quest. So we'll open up the quest log real quick and check that out. So we have our active missions, then we have an item, an entry. Find item. So in AA wants me find item, he wants 3 stale bread and 1 respiration mask. So I guess we can track that real quick. At the top of the screen. Maybe you can see it. I don't know if my screen's cropped properly, but so we'll pick that up, 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 sure. Pick all these up. So he wants 3 of these and 1 of these, so we'll talk to him again. We've got our items, we're back from a grueling mission, getting items. Oh no. I pegged one more time. I gotta tweak something in my AI. So AI, humanoid. I've got it randomly setting dialogue, so I actually just broke my mission. Hold up a sec. Yeah, right here. Don't randomly set the stuff. Alright, sick. Yeah, every time I was talking to a player and restarting them after talking to, I was changing my mission to test my no mission dialogue. Last time. I guess in the future, a lot of these AI will have whatchamacallit, a little bit like pretty interesting-ish missions. So because I'm doing it split up in regions, I can actually customize the missions you're going to be given to be a bit more not so busy work stuff. So it's not going to be super in-depth like what you have to do and like the people you're going to talk to. But ideally, I'd like the objective to be quite interesting. So maybe you have to go to a location and then scale this big thing, go through a bunch of like hostile places and get some secret documents or something for an AI. Then make your way back out, and maybe once you do that, we have trigger events to spawn in like an enemy group to ambush you because they want those documents as well. The whole mission system is able to spawn in blueprint actors, which can then spawn in all of the respective stuff for the mission itself. It's like a composition of sorts. So we'll talk to this guy again now. I want to talk to you. You have something in mind? Sure. Give me that mission. I will find the items. I already got them. So let's just talk to him again. Hey, you find the item? Yes, I have the item. Good job. No problem. Mission is complete with that shitty dialogue, and we're done. Eventually, he's going to be also giving us like some kind of like quest reward type thing. So probably just a couple like randomly spawned items in for the player to just have. So I guess we'll check our quest log now. So there's nothing inactive, but now there's something in the completed mission. And then there's some completed dialogue, so the mission's done. And on the left we can check our whole like dialogue history. If we forget what they said or something, or we just want to read something, I don't know. Yep, that's good. Take this off because that's annoying. That's more or less it. I guess I'll go over the level streaming stuff as a last footnote, sure. As you can see now, the map is a square. Let me get rid of the fog. So graphic settings and volumetrics, get off my screen. Sick. A little bit easier, I guess, to see. But as you can tell, the map ends right there, so once we get near there, the game will hitch and load in all of the new data. I still have to fix that hitching issue. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about doing that, because the landscape is quite high detail, so it's loading in quite a bit of data all at once. I'll have to be figuring something out soon with that. But, yeah, so that will definitely help with performance overall. You're not going to be running nearly as many irrelevant things far away from the player as before. Oh, did I just fly by an AI? I can't tell. I definitely did, though. I saw the talk to text. And this is for the whole map. The roads aren't level streamed yet, but they will be as well. Because landscape splines in Unreal are apparently, those, like how the roads are actually kind of like performance heavy. So they're going to definitely have to be split. Yeah, there's more AI just floating over here somewhere. That's interesting. Level stream is also set up for the other island too, which I have currently not worked on since there's no real point at the moment. Yep, I guess this video is pretty much over. Just going over a bit of the progress that I've done in the past few weeks on and off. Hopefully within the next 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, I'll have something that could be considered an actual playable game that could be demo-wise, so I can release a demo for people to try out, see how it is, give feedback on the balancing of all of the shit, and how actually fun it is to play. Get rid of that, and close it. Alright. Yep, so thank you for watching, dudes, and I guess I'll see you in the next one, whenever that may be, with, I guess, whatever progress I might have. Yep, see you.